Would you look at acquisitions?
We, as an institution of the size we are at, we should never say no to any opportunity which might come our way. So I'm not saying that, oh, by the way, we will not look at acquisitions. But yes, we will answer that question if something was to come to us quite quickly.
Has Yes Bank come to you or IDBI come to you?
We are not looking at them, categorically.
Neither of them?
Neither of them. Absolutely not. So I just want to ensure that the message is loud and clear so that people can't kind of see, no, there is an escape clause there. There is no escape clause, we're not looking at them. And that's why I said it's very important that something comes to us. We decide quickly if it's a no or a yes. And if it is yes, then we put our minds and might behind it. We did Citi because it made a lot of sense for us, and we luckily won the transaction through a bidding process. Let's see if some other deals come which make imminent sense for us. And I'm sure the board and the management team will look at it quite closely and see whether we should proceed forward or not, and whether we can afford to proceed forward or not. But right now, we did not see a huge value add coming to us, either looking at Yes or IDBI Bank. So our answer was no very quickly, and we moved on from there. We're not been looking at them forever.
Max Life has rebranded into Axis Max Life. Your stake is at 30%, right? Regulatorily, you can either keep it at 30 or you can go above 70.
So let me clarify. We are at 19.02. We have applied to RBI to go to 20.
20.
So we can either be 20 or go beyond 50. You just asked me a question around our capital and capital ratios.
Right.
So for us to now take firstly some capital and a lot of capital and try to increase our stake at 50 at this stage might not make sense. One. Secondly, something like this always requires approval of the other shareholders. It's not a unilateral right I have to go and just increase my stake because I want to. We haven't had the conversation on point number 2 at all. So in our minds right now at 20 we are quite, at 19, hopefully we'll get to 20, we're quite happy. We have the right to appoint the chairman and a couple of people to the board. We are supporting Max Axis Max now in a big way. They have been a partner for 14 years. This relationship has worked. It has touched 35 lakh customers in Axis. I think people who have bought policies from Axis Max have generally been extremely happy. So we intend to obviously continue this relationship and continue to support them in their journey. We see our role as shareholders, our role as their partners, our role as someone who they can learn from based on our experience, because the size is much bigger and benefit from them. And obviously some of our management team members are part of the board, so help in overall governance of the company. I would also use this opportunity to say that under Mr. Aniljeet Singh, the level of governance we have seen in erstwhile Max or Axis Max are of the high standards. So we are going with our eyes and ears open, and we are glad we are where we are. And by the way, they did their own research, did spend a lot of time, money, energy and resources and understanding what will work, and they are the ones who came and said we want to rebrand it Axis Max. Ek se bhale do. So, and that's what we've done.
Nice. But what about the other subsidiaries where there is again the overhang of where regulations can be, especially with respect to Axis Capital and Axis Finance?
So we don't see a problem in Axis Capital. Yes, Axis Finance, there's nothing in the circular which impacts Axis Capital in any way. We do retail brokerage in one subsidiary, we do, I would say institutional brokerage in other subsidiaries. Let's see what RBI has in mind. Yes, on the NBFC side, RBI is quite clear that the demarcation between NBFC owned by the bank and the bank should be very, very clear. Let's see what the final guidelines say, and then we'll take a decision accordingly.
Would you merge the business with the bank at some stage?
As I said, we have still not decided that. When we decide that, we'll obviously let the markets know. Right now, it will be too early to speculate. We have been infusing equity into Axis Finance consistently. Yes, RBI, as we have gone to them for permission on infusion of equity, has been telling us that we would not like you to continue putting money into this subsidiary. At some stage, we would like you to dilute your shareholding. Now, this particular circular, which you just talked about, is asking for even more clear demarcation. So let's see how this pans out.